Okay, new location, new problems, old problems.
It's the direction of the
rearing
laptop.
its-
Just blame it on the tech.
And we're light a laptop tonight. So,
There
okay, so hi, welcome to another edition of Modern Day Thrive. I am your host, Dean Baker, and across from me is George. How you doing, George?
Good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. So, this week I was doing some work on the other set, and I figured, well, since this is already set to go, I'll save myself the hour of
I like it over here.
building it. It's kind of neat, we'll get the other laptop in here. That way we're gonna have to pass a laptop back and forth. But I do like this room. It's got a nice vibe to it.
It does, actually.
It's got a nice vibe. It's got these really cool
It almost looks like
faceted
Epcot.
diamond shaped.
You're going to get caught by Disney. You're going to say, what are you doing underneath Epcot that looks like the ball.
Oh, yeah, it does look like the Epcot ball. Yeah, we're live from the Epcot ball. That could be. Yeah,
That could be a problem.
I didn't think of that till you just said that. I'm like, okay. So, anyway, back to the show. Welcome to Modern Day Thrive. I'm Dean. This is George. This show is about side hustle. It's about small business. It's about multiple streams of income. It's about so many things.
And a tangent, too, here and there.
You know what? When we started over 100 episodes ago, a couple of years ago, and, it started out, we were in survival mode.
Yeah.
The pandemic just began. Pandemic just started. We're kind of, let's talk about how to cut corners, save money. You can leave the phone out. I hear it vibrate.
It's my phone.
It's okay. Mine's going to do it too. Phone could ring.
I was trying to get a hold of somebody to see if they wanted to hop on tonight, but I'll leave it here and see. But
you should have thought of that an hour ago.
Well, she's 4 hours ahead of us, so she may be asleep.
Well, then you should have asked her 4.5 hours ago.
I should have, actually. I'll bug her next week.
4 hours ahead. Is she in the UK?
Netherlands.
Okay.
The one thing I was showing you, Dex Finance, I had trouble with, and she spent a lot of time with me, and she was very nice. So
all right, let me finish the open of the show. Let me just finish. Enough. Just cool your jets. So we were in survival mode. Then we started. We started looking at. We started looking at how to get out of our debt, how to get rid of those weights on our back that we're carrying around with us. The banks are just crawling over the top of us, killing us in interest. Credit card companies killing us in interest.
Appreciate that, Phil.
Hey, Phil. All these things just killing us, just sinking our ship. We're constantly, and the best metaphor would be we're bailing water out of a ship with holes in it.
Yeah.
We're not fixing the holes. No. We're just bailing water. And as long as we bail fast enough,
we're good to go. For now.
We can stay afloat.
Yeah.
And that's all credit cards are. It's a ship with holes in it.
Yeah.
You know
what's the sad part?
Them.
The sad part is so many people live that way for so long.
Right.
They just think it's normal.
Okay, so we figured out all that, and we know the evil is in credit cards. And then we kind of merged into this making your money. And you started out with your vending machines. Your Bitcoin drops in. You've got your thing at the house. That's pennies every day, and boom, boom, boom. And I'm going, yeah, pennies, but that's a lot of effort for pennies.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
But
I was happy.
That was a year and a half ago, and
Yeah.
you're going, I'm happy,
Right.
I'm happy. It's like you finding a penny on the ground.
Look
and
where I am now.
You see a trail of pennies on the ground, and if I keep picking them up, of
eventually
course,
I'm
I'm
gonna fill a
like,
bucket.
100 miles go by, and you might have made $20. So,
Which is the truth.
And I was like, great, pennies on the ground. That's what you were doing.
Dean thought I was crazy.
He
still does.
I still do, but only now. You're kind of on my side of the fence. You found some investments through these Facebook investment groups. They trade in Forex. They For all my friends over 50, they're going, "Oh, it's a scam.
Yeah.
It's a scam." And I'm like,
I got $6,000 a month that says it's not.
I'm up to $3,000 a month. So I'm like, it doesn't sound like a scam to me.
Yeah, right.
If it's a scam, someone else is getting scammed because
I cashed a check.
Yeah. So, but we found those, first it was, what's the first one we got
Novatech.
into? Novatech.
Mm-hmm. That's how I found all the other ones, believe it or not.
And Novatech was like crazy, 12% a month. I know you're going to say 12.5% a month.
Well, I thought
'Cause
3%.
every time was
I thought 3% was awesome. I'm like,
A
man,
month.
3%, you can't get that anywhere.
No, that's a week.
It's a week.
3% a week.
And then
Holy
we'll
cow.
tell you the rest of the story in a minute. But
Holy cow, 3% a week. And then I jumped in. I think
Yeah.
I put $1,000 in just to, see how it is.
Sure.
It's website driven, website driven. And you can, just sit there. All right, big pivot this month. I've been in, I don't know, maybe 6 months, I think.
probably, yeah.
My
lost track.
money's more than doubled.
Nice.
So I started out at about 1,000.
And how much
I was
effort
making
did you have
about
to put in?
120 a month. And I've only taken the dividends and rolled it back over. Now I've actually, yesterday I clicked the
Did you?
automatic top off thing, so I don't even have to.
Nice.
So now it'll automatically top off, and now I'm double.
And how much effort have you had to actually put into it?
$2,000, and yeah, I have had almost no effort other than the minute it takes to log in, and
now you don't have to do that.
So 3% a week, and now it's an autopilot. And when we were first looking at it, we were doing the math. I remember us doing the math, and we're going, this $1,000, if we just keep topping up every week, that 1,000 will turn into a ton of money. I don't remember the exact number.
I don't either,
but I think it took a couple of years. And
I'd have to find that
it
calculator
might have
again.
been, we got to find an algorithm that you just pop it in and, it just does it. For all those who like to do, holy cow, that is something. All right, anyway, that's Facebook for you. So, so
I was going to close it.
yeah, it's not up. Don't worry about it. So, put our thing back up so we can kind of.
There you go.
There's a comment. Looks like.
All right.
Someone commented. Phil says looking good,
appreciate it.
fellas. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate the like.
I do
and
like the look in there.
Huh?
Actually, I like it.
Oh yeah, Phil's been a big part of how Phil the podcast doctor. Big shout out to the podcast doctor. The guy does some amazing stuff. He does a lot of podcasts. That's his thing, and we kind of grouped together and. I wanted something when I got the space. I wanted some things. He wanted some things. Phil's idea was
Epcot?
the facets, was the Epcot ball. Phil, it's an Epcot ball.
It looks just like Epcot.
So
just
now
close your eyes and picture it.
Now we can fake it, yeah. So Phil wanted that, and he brought in some of the mood lighting, the blue, which and of course it's changeable, but I'm leaving it there. So, and then we kind of decked out some lights and some soundproofing and some just having a blast now. So anyway, back to Novatech. Now Novatech is autopilot now.
Yeah.
If I could just forget about it if I could flash forward 2 years, I would love to see what that balance is going to be.
That's funny.
Sure,
why not?
Yeah, I mean, geez, and we thought 3% a week was pretty damn good.
I literally did.
And now you found these new guys that's paying 10% a week.
Yeah, and they have not missed a beat.
And they're not. Yes, they.
And I've been in roughly around the same time I was in Novatech.
The only thing that made us feel sketchy, and it really had nothing to do with them, was because Facebook was kind of blocking their communication a bit. Maybe they were doing something that was out of their terms of use kind of thing. I don't know. That's entirely what I'm just.
I can tell
I'm just
because
speculating,
you look
but-
at the message and it'll say this message was removed because it doesn't
Right.
conform, blah blah blah. So I know when that happens.
So it's probably a terms of use thing. So, but the chat groups, there's 50, 100 people in each of these chat groups that we're in, and they're just going, thanks for the
Thanks for the money.
Thanks for the money.
Money.
Money got paid today. Money,
Yeah.
money. And it was like, 20, 30, 40, 50 times per group per day
Yeah.
of people just going,
because
oh,
we're in multiple
thanks.
groups. So,
yeah. So, so now these, and I've just recently topped up, and now I'm pulling down 10% a week, and that chunk of change is doing great. And I'm sitting
Nice.
back going, I'm at a point now where if I could retire,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be there.
Yeah.
I could make that. This would be enough money for me to retire on.
Nice.
Unfortunately, we don't know. We can't
We don't, yeah.
speculate. Month to month to month. I can't speculate this. These guys will be doing this
Sure,
thing in
sure.
6 months or 6 years
Yeah.
or 6 decades. I'm guessing as long as they're making money,
They'll be in it.
they'll be in it, doing it, and
Sure.
we'll all be collecting dividends.
I mean, eventually there's
You know.
got to be an end to every rainbow.
So, and that's where we're at now. And you're finding new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in yet. I'm kind of trying to. I'm playing
being the
catch
guinea
up.
pig.
I'm playing catch up, but and there's some guys out there that are kind of running scams. And,
Yeah.
and
I've run into a few.
You throw a few pennies at them, and they show their ass.
Yes.
And it's nothing we can promote anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We can't promote something that we can't.
Correct.
We can't, test. And so that's kind of where we've been at.
Yes, we
The
have.
big, long introduction to our show. And that's where we're at. So here we are. Now, let's be smart. You told me you were going to do something sketchy, like, you're going to, like, mortgage, you're going to finance your house
Yeah.
and take some of that money and throw it on something. I said, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Thankfully, my call
Luckily
to
it
the
fell
bank,
through.
my call to the bank and said, do not give George any more money,
I'm gonna
do
get
not
money
get,
somewhere.
do not extend him any more credit, but yet you put money into your bills, your credit cards,
Yes.
and you're starting to wipe things out, which is crazy. I mean, there's no, in my 30 plus adult years on this planet, there's nothing remotely similar to being able to squash
Not have baggage.
debt,
Yeah.
to kick the banks to the curb,
Yeah, for sure.
and still have money coming in.
Yeah.
We're talking, the credit card companies that can only charge you like 30% a year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're making 10% a week.
I know. It's
You
crazy.
know, that's times 12. That's a ton of money.
Most of the
And so
investors
I
say
could
they
literally,
can, but they won't.
I could take I was talking to someone the other day. It's like I could take one of my credit cards, $10,000 limit, take that money. I know it's
tempting.
It's
Don't
tempting.
get me started.
Take that money at 30%
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
Take that money, that 10 grand, and put it into one of these Facebook traders,
Yeah.
and that 10 grand will net me about what? 15, 30, $6,000 a month.
Well, you could pay it back in 2 months.
And I could pay it all back in 2 months, and
And
then
you
have
pay
a
next to nothing
and then
in
have almost pay nothing in interest.
Yeah.
Pay
I
it
mean,
all
they have a
back,
little bit, but not much.
and then sit here and collect dividends off of six grand a month, which
Yeah.
people could live on.
Yeah.
So many people could live on that.
I'm at that point.
Yeah. So. I'm not saying to do that.
No, I'm
we're
going to, but not quite there yet.
Also, disclaimer.
Yep.
We are not professional accountants or business planners or
Financial advisors.
retirement financial advisors or anything. We're just a couple of guys who found some good information, and we started using it, and it works. That's all we can say is we've tried it and it works.
Yes.
If we tried it and it didn't work, well, we don't talk about it. We just, because we're not here to, we're not policing everybody.
No.
We're just saying, look, we tried something, didn't work.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Don't do that. So if you want to know something
We'll move
about
on.
us, first of all, like, follow, and share. let us know, if you've tried something and it works, or if you tried
definitely.
something and it didn't work. I'd rather kind of forward that information,
Sure.
but we like knowing things firsthand.
Yes.
You're my guinea pig.
Yes, I
So
am.
you go out and do that thing. And when you find a good one, you say, Dean, and you don't tell me. You just kind of go, here's my email. Here's my link. Click on the link and you get, so you're making something off of my
course.
jumping in.
I am.
So, but you don't tell me to do it. I just kind of see what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm
Buyer
doing
beware.
it. So this is where we're at. Now it's a matter of what the next step is. What's the next level?
What's
Could it
next
just
in
be
life?
more streams of revenue?
It's my goal.
Yeah, have
It
enough,
is.
because
I want different type too. I don't
one
want just what
stream
we're
is
doing now.
one egg in one basket.
Yeah, well, not a good stream. That's a bad stream.
Two streams are
Yeah.
2 eggs, 2 baskets.
Yeah.
Okay, you drop one, you still got the other.
Yes.
How many streams do we need?
Well, they say 7, but
7
if I go
streams
by
of
that,
income.
yeah, that's
Who
kind
is
of the
they?
that's kind of like the people that are in the know that talk about all the people that are very financially off.
Yeah.
They say 7's a good number. Yeah, you don't want to stretch yourself too thin, but I mean, what is it? God, what is it? Tony Robbins. How many businesses does he owns?
Oh God.
It's something like 500 or some crazy number like that. He's got more
Yeah.
money than God. So
Well, Shaq's got a bunch of businesses.
I'm sure he is. And to be honest, my goal is to have something similar to that.
Yeah.
And not where I am not running any of those
I
businesses.
know.
I'm just owning them.
That's the fun thing about it is that I wouldn't mind starting another business.
That is the goal.
But finding people that want to,
Correct. Yeah.
It's like here at the studio, where Phil and we work this particular room, and we're running out of hours in the day.
But you gotta be here when someone wants to do
which
something.
means we're kind of running light on finding a good webcast tech. And of course, I'm trying to get you to, to put your hat in the ring because I've taught you how to do it. You spend enough hours doing it, you would jump in easy, but you're a little busy. Your 9 to 5 still exists.
It does.
So here we are in a
Not long.
need.
It does.
We're in a need for, I would start another business, but I can't slice my pie.
Yeah. And he's,
Let
me make this sliver a little smaller.
It's, like any side hustle. Side hustles are great if you're willing to take your time, which is 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and start slicing it up.
Yeah.
Who do I give these hours to if I have a side hustle? There was a time when I thought I'd start a soap business. And
I remember that.
Maria will remember that if I know she's listening because she threw us a like. There was a soap business that I wanted to, I thought, soap, oh my God. And I don't care about soap one way or another.
Yeah.
But
Sounded interesting.
when you go
though.
to the farmer's market and all the shops and everything when you travel, and you see a bar of soap that's $8 for one bar of soap.
Rub-a-dub-dub. I guess that's a side joke.
I don't know. I don't even know, but I'm kind of guessing that's a soap joke. So, I mean, soap, sure. Before I met Nadja, our hot dog queen.
Yeah, he was trying to talk me into that
I
one
was
too.
thinking,
He's like, I'll get the hot dog thing. You come run it. I'm like, no way.
You could run a hot dog business. I watched some videos.
I think it could be a good business. It really
shopped
can.
it, but it's hours.
Yes,
it's hours
it is
of the
hours.
day.
It's
and
manual
then you
labor.
have to trust. You have to trust the person who's going to run it for you, and not like, oh, I dropped that.
I'm
20
missing
hot
10 hot dogs. A dog came up and ate them.
Flew down and scooped them out of the thing, and next thing you know, we're out of inventory.
Yeah.
But
Sorry,
I have a
boss.
big fat wad of cash in my pocket. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, right.
I knew somebody who opened up in the last few years, opened up a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And he thought, great, it's a money printing machine.
Yeah, it's money, or it's more like.
And
money
I'm like,
pit,
what's this? Being a maker is very seductive,
so labor.
so labor intensive. Yes, she definitely knows the maker side of the business.
all right.
You know, the making of soap or the making of so many things, making of hot dogs, making of, but
Being
yeah,
a crafter.
you have to again slice your day up
Yeah.
even more every
Sure.
time you want to do something. So multiple streams,
Or
and
you have to
multiple
have a schedule.
businesses, But anyway, this person I knew that ran a 7-Eleven, his staff was stealing scratch tickets
Yeah.
like crazy,
Which I think is pretty common.
and he was just going broke, and his own staff
Yeah.
just pilfering from him.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been to 7-Eleven where the people behind the counter didn't look sketchy.
No, I'm not even going there. But all I'm saying is that it's tough to get. You want to run a 7-Eleven, and it's you find a business for sale, you drop in a big chunk of money, and then it's going to be like you're filtering money for the 7-Eleven empire, which means they supply you with all the inventory, the fuel, the everything, and then you keep basically you're just laundering money for a bigger company.
Yeah.
And you just keep a little
get the
bit off the
pennies.
top. You get the 10%, 5% off the top. And, of course, a company that might pull down $100,000 a month in business,
Yeah.
you might get to keep 5 or 10.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds
Pay-
as bad
pays
as
your
it
lights.
sounds.
Yeah.
That is as bad as it sounds. So he's, if you asked him now, he goes, if I thought back, I would
I
have
would've
ran.
ran.
Like, you better move that business, get far away from that business. So that comes up to that whole thing, We've been talking about, over the last couple of years, with the supply chain and businesses closing down. I caught something, earlier this week that said, well, a couple of things. I tried to go to Wendy's yesterday, and
Okay.
I saw 10 cars in line.
Nope.
So I'm going, all right, I'll go inside. There's probably 2 people in line.
Door
I'll
locked?
get out of the car. Door was locked.
I've had that happen many times.
No,
Wendy's
this is
specifically.
lunchtime.
Wendy's
this
specifically.
is lunchtime, and the door was locked.
And it says,
in
due
fact,
to labor shortages, we can't man the inside. Something like that. I actually had a note on
which
the door.
probably means, they can't find people to work.
Yeah.
B, they can't really afford to pay the labor that minimum wage is requiring them to pay.
Yeah. That's
So, okay, I had a staff of 10, but since the rate, the pay hike went up,
I got to get into 6.
then I'm going down to 6 just to
Yeah.
accommodate. And now y'all got to work 40% more,
Yeah.
heavier,
Yeah.
quicker, faster,
Yeah.
fast. And all they did. So I got to wonder if they don't do this. I'm like, do you think a brand new full McDonald's is going to open up next week? Or are they going to go, well, maybe a drive-through business is better. They don't need to have a dining room.
Sure.
They
They can streamline it then.
maybe a drive-through business is better.
Yeah.
No dining room, no frills, no whatever, no free internet.
That doesn't
You
that
know.
doesn't fit the model though unless they change it, what they typically do.
Right. You want the dining room. One of my favorite movies I love watching, and when I watch Pluto TV, it's always listed, is Founder.
Never saw it.
Founder was
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I
is
haven't
about
watched
the
it.
McDonald's chain
Yeah.
and how it became.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton played Ray Kroc, who owns McDonald's.
Gotcha.
And it was really about how this guy who was barely working, barely earning a living, how he managed to steal the McDonald's chain right out from
Pretty
under the
much, yeah.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
And they didn't steal it.
They
They got
made
paid.
money.
They made money, but
Nothing
they
compared to what
portrayed
it's
him
worth
as
today.
if. Well, that's it. You can't predict.
Yeah.
Back then, it was like when in the movie they showed that they asked for $1 million each for the two originators. No dining rooms, right? It works for ghost kitchens.
Sure.
Being a maker is very So
Right.
So you kind of wonder. I love this movie because it showed really where no nothing. Go get your food. Get the fuck. That You know, that maybe that's the new concept.
Yeah, right.
You know, what was it? Checkers, and before Checkers, it was Rally. Remember, it was just
remember
two
Rally,
drive-through lanes and a building, and they had a couple of like benches, picnic table
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of things. You could eat outside. Of course,
Sure.
you want to do that in the summer in Florida.
Yeah, right.
But basically, two drive-throughs, just in and out, GTFO, and maybe that's coming back. You know,
Be a good name for a
because
restaurant.
you know the space can be smaller.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah, very streamlined.
and add
little
another
corner, and you got all you need.
Add another. I mean, then you look at Chipotle, not Chipotle. I'm sorry. You look at the chicken place,
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A. You look at Chick-fil-A. In fact, I heard earlier this week, Chick-fil-A in Miami implemented a
They're kinda testing it out.
36-hour work week. 3-day work week. I don't know if it was 36 hours, but 3-day work week, which means you could work 3 days a week there
Be off for.
and be off 4. Oh my God, that's incredible.
I imagine a lot of people are loving
And then they
that.
said that there are, you know, if they get a little creative with their schedule, they could plan in 2 weeks work the first 3 and the last 3 days, which means you've got 8 days off collectively. Talk about literally
half a month or a
half
quarter.
a month off
Yeah.
collectively. So you're working 3-day blocks, but you know, I'm guessing it's not going to
Yeah.
be
Probably,
perfect scenario.
probably have to
but,
bid for schedules.
But you know, why not?
Yeah.
Of course, you know, someone's going to want overtime working 12 hours. 12
Yeah.
hour shift.
They won't get it.
You're
but-
going to want overtime, but some companies would probably say, "Well, you didn't work over 40, so
yeah, that's
you
how they
know."
get around it.
And what do you want? I mean, to have 4 days off a week?
Yeah. I'd like that. I tell you, I got 2 days off on the weekend, and it goes really fast.
They're hiking the minimum wage at these places, and you know, I got to tell you. And on top of that, what Chick-fil-A's closed on Sundays.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, how's that? I mean, so now it's only 6 days a week they're open,
Yeah.
and there's probably a gap in there where you could literally have 8-9 days off straight,
Yeah.
at least every month.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's long hours. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, but you know what? You got to really
But if you
enjoy
can-
it. If you really want it, you got to enjoy it.
well, it's
and
like anything else. Once you get used to that routine, it's not a big deal.
it really shouldn't be.
No.
And that extra 4 hours you might spend there.
You do it periodically, and you're like, oh man, this day ever gonna end?
Maybe. All right. It's been a few decades since I worked fast food,
Yeah.
and I probably never want to go back there again.
don't blame
So,
But yeah.
you know, maybe the new business model for fast food should be, you really want it fast, and
Yeah.
it's slow now. I mean,
Can be.
it's slow because the drive-throughs you go into any Chick-fil-A while they're open, you know, and there's going to be umpteen
You
cars.
got to get through the line first. Yeah, the one I'm at, they have people out in the parking lot, and they still have 3 lanes of cars coming through.
I heard a story in like L.A. I mean, they're backed up onto the highway,
Oh wow,
kind of
that's
for
scary.
Chick-fil-A. I'm like, who in their right mind really wants Chick-fil-A that bad?
They do it though.
You know, and
do
they're
it.
blocking traffic in the highway,
Yeah,
getting in line for. I mean,
I go
hearing that
by
kind
on
of
the
stuff
weekend,
just-
and they're
wow.
12 deep
I-
in 3 lanes.
I wind up, I go, I really want McDonald's, or I really want this, or I really want
Yeah.
that, and I go and I look and I go,
I don't want
no,
that line.
I don't want it that bad. Where's there no line? And I've literally driven in and around half a dozen different chains
Yeah.
before I find one that goes, I could actually eat that. You know,
We ran into that tonight. We were gonna go get something on the way in. We said, "Oh, let's go. There's the Publix on the way. Let's go there."
Publix,
Oh my!
Well,
Everyone
now
was at
that was an
Publix.
odd thing because there was one person in line ahead of us, but for some reason they managed to be the slowest sandwich maker on the planet. Publix
Yeah.
is great; it's terrific food.
Yeah.
But But that one particular worker, she was not interested in,
Yeah.
and she was not getting paid per unit. So
Yeah, right.
we'll just say that. Anyway, so what's going on in your world?
My world is you can make the whole place with a cook.
Girls
and a
18
cashier.
online, what the hell is this?
Alrighty then, we'll ignore that.
Phil, did you do something to us?
He's helping you advertise.
New a dating for all tastes and ages.
Okay, we'll leave that one alone. No, that's true. I mean,
Cook and a
make a whole
cashier.
place
That's
with a
what
cook and
Maria
a cashier.
says. Yeah.
They probably wear a couple different hats. It could be done, but
And you flip flop them once in a
could
while.
be hectic at some point in time. Where it's
Well, the menu's got to be smaller now.
Yeah.
You just can't have one cook and a cashier unless
Right.
you start automating. Of course, maybe the robots are coming. Maybe
I've heard
I
they're
got a
testing 'em.
hamburger robot and a I heard a drive-through robot.
he said no, it looks like spam. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's spam.
Yeah. We are not offering a girls 18 online dating site. That is not us. So something happened there. That's a first for us.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So, yeah. And can't really block them at this point. So, or can we? I don't know. But anyway, somebody found us and said, ooh.
Well,
Ooh.
don't.
And that's coming from YouTube.
Yeah.
That's coming from YouTube. Yeah.
So anyhow, yeah, I got trying out some new things myself because obviously I have my profits from my investments coming in so heavily that I am focusing on debt.
Yeah.
So I'm still investing, but I'm investing little
Debt.
and paying off debt a lot.
Pay off your debt.
Well, at least generally about $1,600 a week. So, it's been crazy. I'm just waiting for my credit report to catch up.
I know.
It's
you were
annoying.
talking about that. And I'm like, don't be in an all fired hurry. It'd be
Yeah.
better to work from a pool of money.
Yeah. It's
Tell
true.
me who doesn't. You want to invest in another property.
I do.
You got to have a pool of money.
I do.
You
Well,
know?
and that's true.
And that pool of money will get you
Yes.
whatever deal you want.
Sure.
That pool of money, you walk in with 10% down,
Sure.
20% down, and all of a sudden they go, oh,
He's interested.
you
I
know.
mean, you guys still have the credit to back it. So, but
Yeah.
I'll be, by that point, I'll be fine.
I don't
'Cause
think that'd be a problem.
I don't think so either. I'm still not confident that now's the time.
Right.
Because I still think probably in the next maybe 6 to 9 months, I think there's still going to be more dipping to go. So the prices of houses and the unfortunate with the economy we'll probably be going into will probably be foreclosures, which you hate having to take advantage of, but someone's going to have to buy them.
Well, people are spending astronomical amounts of money on houses.
I know.
So exactly what's
And
going to
rent.
happen is all we need is another pinch,
Yeah.
another, some downturn,
Yeah, another Fed hike, another. Yeah. So
and then people go, yeah, no, I can't afford a house. I lost my job. My
Yeah.
company closed.
Well,
and-
God, do you see all the layoffs they're talking about here? I mean, you got Facebook that's talking about it. I think
Well,
Amazon's talking about
Facebook
it.
laid off. That
Yeah, I
we
think
talked about that
was
last week.
week. I think
Yeah.
Amazon's also doing something similar.
Really? Because I'm saying all I'm
That's
seeing
what I
on
heard.
Amazon is jobs.
Interesting.
Advertising on everything. If I click on something, boom, there's an Amazon ad.
I heard they were laying off. But,
Really?
Yeah, and I think it was very similar to the number of Facebook was
Spend
hiring
less
off.
money on advertising
Yeah.
that you're hiring people
Yeah.
when you're really laying people off
Yeah.
because
They'll probably turn right back around and hire.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's a benefits thing or.
Oh, I mean, there's lots of reasons why people get laid off.
Sure.
A certain level of employee,
Mm-hmm.
middle management.
Yeah.
They love laying off middle management because they're making a big chunk of money, and you go,
Yeah.
yeah, I can bring in, let's save 20% off our
Yeah.
middle management, and let's just hire a bunch of new people,
Sure.
and we'll knock
Start
down
over.
our income level. I couldn't say for sure exactly why and what, and
Oh, Glenn.
Glenn Victor, nice to have you out there, Glenn. Glenn is West Coast.
Oh, that's right.
You know, he is Sacramento. I think so, yeah.
Okay.
He's out West Coast, living the dream.
Nice.
He's in California. I think he's picking up surfing. I don't know about that, but I think he's wanting to do some, I don't know, just
That'd be
he's
kind of
got
cool.
that surfer dude look now these
Oh,
days,
hey.
you know, so.
More power
maybe
to you.
That'll be, you know, so. And
I've never surfed.
Glenn wants to do a podcast, so we'll hopefully be
Maybe
working
next year.
with him end of the year. I think
Nice.
something he's wanting to do, and reached out to me, and
Awesome.
so nice to have you aboard, Glenn.
Yeah.
Need to have you on the show. Just come out, you know, just
Hop on in.
you know, just from where you are. And I know you got a camera and a microphone because your Facebook posts are showing your new rig. He's got a whole new rig, computer, camera, microphone. And
Nice.
he's looking good out there. So, but anyway, so what was the latest one you were trying out that I think you got to go ahead and
Yeah,
just pick this guy here. And then you can, that's Facebook. Move along.
Yeah, we don't want Facebook.
Here's some
Which one would be this guy here? Probably Dex Fault.
Dex Finance, huh?
So this is a new one. I liked it for a lot of different reasons because I've always wanted to get involved in farms. Because they may be a little complicated to explain, and I may not be the best person to do it. But the only reason I did this one is because it simplified the process.
Farming.
Yeah, so instead of farming,
What kind of farms?
not farm animals,
No, but
money
is it-
farms.
a money farm.
Yeah, so it's coins wrapped together that create like
like-
liquidity,
Coin mining.
kind of.
Okay,
well,
because you
kinda-
do that already.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like mining per se, but it's more like an interest-based type product where you're putting money in for liquidity for, let's
so
say if people
you're-
want to borrow money.
All right,
that
so
kind of
you're
stuff,
becoming part of a bank.
kind of becoming part of a bank environment.
Okay.
But the
Well,
the thing
banks are evil unless you become the bank,
That
and
is
then
true.
you're good.
Then
you
you're
know. No, you're still evil, but at least you're not on the other end getting. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But it has a lot of, and I'd have to go down for probably the simple instructions. Let me go down to the.
So how'd you
docs real
find
quick.
these guys?
This one, I happened to be browsing YouTube. That's how I found some of these.
Yeah.
This one I didn't.
Was it an ad before?
No,
a
it
video?
wasn't actually. I was searching for farms actually. Because I wanted to understand the process better, and I said I really want to do one of these, but I look at them and going, man, that's a lot of work because they're never standard coins.
Right.
So it's not like I can go, oh, let me just take my Bitcoin that I already own and drop it in, and then usually you have to buy multiple coins. Well, what they've done is, so the user, in my case, I want to invest.
Yeah.
I only have to invest into this contract. It's a strategy contract, and it takes care of buying everything else. So I put basically $70 in this one contract,
Mm-hmm.
and then it bought 90% of this, 5%, 5%.
Okay.
And it manages that ratio at all times. So when it, and it pays out around every 4 hours. Now I only have $70 in it. So, and I'm in a very low conservative. It's not risky at all.
Okay.
So it'll grow slow, but it will grow.
Okay.
So they have.
So you go into a pool of money,
Pretty much.
a pool of equity that is distributed out at an interest rate to
Yes.
those needing
Correct.
financing.
Correct.
There you go.
That's probably the best way to explain it. So right now I'm in a conservative strategy, and which again is
I
very
call it
low.
a farm, though. It's just,
I don't know why they called it that.
That's so. I don't know. That's
They have one called Animal Farm, but
I
It's
just
gimmicky.
don't. I just can't make that connection. It sounds more like a bank. You want to
I'd
be
say.
be the bank.
I guess if they called it a bank, then they'd get written up by the SEC. So,
maybe.
but yeah,
Just
so
a
they
word. Since when do you SEC doesn't own the word bank.
Yeah, but they may
Bank
try to
is-
regulate them differently.
the
It's like,
bank
oh, you're
is
a
the
bank,
side
huh?
of a river.
Yeah.
Look at that bank. It's the side of a river. That's
That's
a
true.
bank. You know, it's one word can mean a lot of things.
But I like them because they're fixed strategies. I don't have to think about them. I don't really have to do anything until I decide I want to take money
So
out.
what's kind of projected earnings from something like this?
So it varies, and unfortunately, I can't see it because I'm not logged in. I'll have to take
You
some
can rough it
screenshots.
out.
I am trying to remember. It was like I think it was 0.08 daily. It sounds small, but it's not. You know,
That's 1%, less than 1%
Yeah, it's
a
like
day.
it's like roughly
A
around
day.
1%. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Is that consistent every day of the week, or is it certain
I
days?
believe it is. Now, it also is based on coins, so coins can go up and down in value. So physical value could look lower or higher one day, but as long as your stakes are increasing, when it goes up, like any bull market,
Okay.
your value will go up.
0.8, if you're making in a week, 0.8 times 756, so it's 0.8 times 7. Yeah,
I can't do the math in my head. I'm waiting for the paper version.
5.6% a week.
That's not bad.
That should be right. Yeah, 5.6% a week, which isn't bad.
Well,
It's-
but again, I'm conservative.
and
When I
that's-
go to
and
balanced
that's-
and
if
aggressive,
that's-
that's going to change.
and that's daily, which means in a month,
Yes.
30 times 0.8, 24% a month.
It's not bad.
24% a month
It's not bad.
is double what Novatech is paying.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
No,
I mean,
really. I mean, and you're on the conservative.
and I'm on the conservative, which as you can see, because this one here is the most,
Deck share,
basically the most aggressive.
the third one, 5%.
And obviously I'm only in 5% in the conservative. Even if I went to balance, see how it evens it out. But
Right.
when I go to
Ooh,
aggressive,
balanced strategy. So what does that do for your payments? Does that improve?
it should, yeah.
Yeah.
It
okay.
should. I can put the same amount in,
the
technically.
most conservative strategy still going to pay close to 24% monthly
Yeah, and the other one should be better.
dividends.
I don't know the numbers on these.
And of course, they manage your dividend, right? You don't get paid out.
it rolls in.
So it automatically
it
tops
automatically, Yeah,
Tops up?
automatically rolls back in.
up. Okay, so that's even better because
Yeah.
now you're making a percentage on top
Compounding.
of,
Correct.
compounding, and which means that 24%, who knows what that turns into 30% or more, obviously.
What I'll
Wow.
try to do,
When
is
you add
maybe
it
create a
up,
spreadsheet.
it really, even at the conservative level, nice thing you've got three choices here.
Yes.
What is it? Because if you go aggressive, that means they put
more of the money.
they put
in
more of
the-
your percentage
more
in the
volatile.
high stake
Correct.
volatile,
Correct.
which likely you could have some dips or some negative
Correct.
returns and things
but
like that.
But you also can have higher returns. So
Right.
mean,
Wow.
yeah. So I plan on going throughout all three of them. Like I'll start with this one for a little while.
Right.
I'll probably buy a balanced one. I'll buy an aggressive, and I'll play it by ear. Hopefully, the goal is
How complicated is this?
this one was really simple. So,
So they needed your Bitcoin.
actually, it was BNB. I did have to convert some coin,
Okay.
which the
Yeah.
difficulty there is where to get BNB.
Yeah.
I had to do it on KuCoin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You couldn't get it on
I
Coinbase?
couldn't do it on Coinbase. I tried. I really wish I could have. I don't know
Okay.
if it's because it's a Binance coin. That
Right.
may be why. But once I got that, it was just I'm investing BNB, invest, and that was it.
Okay.
Now the video they showed was super complicated, and that's why I got with the forum into the forum, and I was talking. I ended up working with the girl that was with
Right.
into the company pretty heavily, and she was super nice. And we were talking on private chat, and she walked me through the whole thing. I'm like, well, if that video was any much clearer than it was, I said, I wouldn't have to waste your time. She goes, oh, I don't mind. I said, that's fine. I said, but that video could have been so much clearer.
Yeah.
Talks about this, and he was like real quick on it, and he didn't want to show.
I'm just
How to
looking
do
at
it.
the site and I'm going, yeah, some financial whiz
Yeah.
decided to use their language and make things. And I'd look at it and I'd stay the hell away just because
Yeah.
I don't understand any of it.
I would have normally, because again, when I've tried to get into the farms before, I'm like, man, that's just too much. You got to do this step, and then you got to do this step,
Right.
and then you got to do this
So
step,
how-
and then you got to take
how-
this, and you got to go over here.
How
And
active is your participation now that you're in?
This one, I look at it once a day just to see what it's doing. I don't have to do anything else.
Otherwise, you don't have to do anything
don't really have to do
unless you
anything
want
else.
to change something.
Unless I want to cash out, I want to withdraw.
So you said you got them for like $70.
Yeah, I put in 70. Just
How
to
much you
test it.
been? How much?
It's only been like 2 days. So.
Oh, 2 days.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
it's
so
very new. Very new.
Very new.
I checked it the last couple of nights, and the numbers moved very small.
So
but I expected that.
BNB is the coin, so you had to do some juggling there.
Yeah, you can do USDC as well, but the reason they were recommending I did BNB is because the fees were a lot
The
less.
USDC is a stable coin, isn't it?
It is, but the cost for me to transfer this was like a penny.
Ah, well, that's
And USDC would probably be a lot higher. Even with the conversion process I had to do, it was probably still better to go that route.
good. Huh.
I have a KuCoin account, so it's not a big deal for me, but not everyone
Yeah.
everyone may. But yeah, so the goal, where'd it go? I lost my place here. Sorry, let me get back up for one second.
That's all right. We can move on. Anything else you got cooking? You
I
have
was just
another
gonna say-
page. I noticed you have another page in the hopper. Is there something else that?
Oh, this was the stuff that I ran across. Where'd it go?
No, you got like
I
3 or 4
lost it.
pages.
Oh, we want to talk about this? We did talk about that already.
We
Never mind.
did talk about.
I lost it. Oh no! So a friend of mine, we were talking the other day at work, and I just thought this was really interesting. I had never heard of it. So
Right.
geothermal, I guess, is a way for you to basically utilize the earth for heating and cooling.
Regulating the air
Yeah,
temperature in your home.
and they were. I wish I could find the other page I had because it was showing how basically they just pipe under the ground.
Yep.
And it pipes back to this unit. And
Right.
it looks just like an HVAC.
As long as you
unit.
don't hit like an air pocket of
Well, yeah.
toxic gas or
I'm sure they have to take it out in order to do that. So,
Right.
but it just looked really cool. And they say that it's 30 to 70% cheaper than running a standard HVAC unit.
Right.
So it really would pay itself off in a few years.
Right.
You know.
Well, yeah, from my understanding, and I've known about a lot of some of this stuff. I've heard about this since the 90s.
You were talking about the dome. I thought that
Well,
was
you
kinda
know,
cool, but
people would look at different, more unique ways. Build your house with actually earth on the roof. So you would
okay.
actually dig down, but your roof is actually grass and probably some topsoil and
Mhm,
whatnot. And
mhm.
what that does is, anything underneath the topsoil is basically going to control.
Aren't you going to miss windows though?
Well,
Get
I'm sure
sunlight.
it's not always that way, but you could look up on Pinterest and see some really crazy places that of course, you don't know if half of them are I'm sure the city or county government are looking at them going, you cannot live here.
Yeah, right.
We refuse to let you live here, but. Yes, but you got to dig down. You could actually the ground so many feet down, the temperature is regulated
Nice.
just because it protects you from extreme cold,
yeah.
and extreme heat.
Sure.
If you're in the desert, you want to be underground,
Yeah, right.
because it'd be 10, 15 degrees cooler, maybe 75 degrees. You go 10
Yeah.
feet down and you have a house that could be 75 degrees year round.
Yeah.
Well, that's air conditioning
Sure.
in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And then you just have to, so yes, you can, doesn't create energy, but it does save you the energy of either heating or cooling.
So they said that, homeowner using a system may realize a savings 30 to 70 on heating costs and 20 to 50 on cooling costs. About $1,500 annually. That's not a,
just not in Florida.
just not in Florida, yeah.
if
'Cause
you
you can't dig in.
you can go 2 feet underground,
probably
you're
put
swimming.
You could probably put the pipes under there, but yeah, I don't know how it would be.
That's called a well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's called a well. You put a pipe in the ground, it's called a well. Yeah. So
I just thought it was just interesting, and actually, I
Yeah.
saw. We remember we were always talking about repurposing stuff.
right.
Let me close that out. Let me stop screen share. Repurposing stuff.
Okay.
I saw a video the other day. It was really cool, and you probably would have liked it. I should have sent it to you, but there was a guy. I want to say he was in Ohio. he built a log cabin.
Okay.
So he bought there happened to be a log cabin somewhere, and I don't remember where exactly it was, if it was in his area, that someone was basically going to demolish.
Uh-huh.
He bought the entire thing, dismantled it
Yeah.
for like $1,000.
Okay.
That is cheap considering how much wood you would get out of that.
Yeah.
And he basically built, a log cabin out of doing that. And he did some other deals like that where he, found some really good deals. And
Best use of
looked pretty neat.
repurposing I've seen is, and again, Pinterest is a great place to see the, is 2-liter bottles.
Okay.
Take a 2-liter Coke bottle, whatever, fill it up with sand,
Okay.
put the cap back on. It becomes a brick in a house, like a concrete. So you,
Say it again?
all right. So you
Help
take
me.
a 2-liter bottle is pretty good size. So you need some mortar. So you're actually literally, and you put them all one after the other, then you stack, and then
Okay.
you lay down some mortar in between,
Oh.
another row, mortar in between. Now these things they're dirt, they're ground, they're sand.
So you're building a wall.
So
out of
you're
it.
building a wall out of Coke bottles. And they'll do it out of glass bottles too. And
Yeah.
in fact, because if the sun hits the certain side of the house, it
Uh-huh.
heats up the air in the glass bottles, and you can actually transfer the air into the heated air into the house. So in
That's
a way
interesting.
that you talk about creating,
Yeah.
I've seen
I saw that there's like a community out in the desert.
Now
that is doing something
the
like
other
that.
thing you can do is depending upon what you have access to. If you're in Florida and you could dig anywhere and have sand, then get some 2-liter Coke bottles and which are thrown away and hit our landfill and fill them up with sand, and there's your bricks. Okay, it might take you a while to do it, collect them, and,
Yeah, right.
and fill them up, but there's your bricks.
Huh.
Take it another step further. Cordwood. Cordwood. You chop cordwood. You chop a tree down.
Okay.
And you chop cordwood is for fires.
So
for
like,
burning
okay,
wood.
gotcha.
Cordwood. So you take a log, whether it's round. Sometimes they have to split it
Yeah.
4 ways. So you split it up, and basically you've got firewood. Okay. And they'll do the same thing.
Little house under the prairie.
Cute.
Eventually
So
we get there.
you got to see it, but it's done the same way as the Coke bottles are.
Okay.
They'll put a piece. What is the depth of a house? About a foot.
Probably,
for
yeah.
Cinder
Cinder
blocks.
block, yeah.
So you got a foot. So you get cordwood. They're all about a foot, and then layer of mortar. Cordwood, layer of mortar, cordwood, and you build a house out of wood,
Yeah.
but it's assembled with mortar, so it'll have that, and it's that thick.
I'm always worried about doing a cabin or something because of termites.
Well, in Florida, termites are here,
Yeah.
so if you're going to do it somewhere where it doesn't have so
Yeah.
much groundwater, and
Yeah.
bugs love groundwater.
Yeah, because I don't
so
know if you can treat it to,
Yeah.
you'd have to be treating it.
you don't have the
year-round.
kind of problems up north that you do down here. First of all, the ground doesn't freeze down here, so it
That's why
doesn't.
they get basements.
And they get basements, but no, I'm just saying there's so many different ways to build a home. Literally, I saw an ad for basically very large Lego blocks. They did it. They did
That's
it.
funny.
Someone did it and said,
Oh.
I'm going to make these big blocks out of plastic,
I saw
recycled plastic, and then you can start assembling them the same way you
Yeah.
build a Lego house.
Well, you're saying that, and I didn't click on the ad, but I saw an ad where they're starting to build houses from freaking 3D printers.
Yeah. Plastic.
Yeah.
ABS plastic.
That's
it.
crazy.
So you could have a printer just printing out a big old Lego block.
Well, we saw the process for these guys that were doing these little trinkets and how long they took to do them. Man, how long would that take to
Oh, we
print?
got to look it up.
And how expensive would that
the
be?
Maker Faire might still be
I was
going
going to ask you, yeah, because I wanted to see that, but I thought I missed it.
We might have missed it.
We'll look it up after show and see if
Yeah.
it's here.
Okay. So the idea is, you want to have access. I just think it would be amazing to be able to recycle the stuff that hits the landfill
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
into
sure.
a product that you could
Sure.
you could build something with.
Well, they're kind of doing. I'm not sure how or what the process is, but if I understand what I heard correctly a while back, like company Waste Management, and I don't know how they pull it out, but they're generating natural gas somehow. I don't know what they're doing. Is it through the decomposition, or is it certain chemicals
methane.
they run through a machine, or
Methane
because
is
they have the pipes coming out, and I think that's if they
methane.
don't, that
That's
thing will blow up.
Yeah,
Because they run their trucks on that, I believe.
I don't know about running the trucks on them, but methane, they can collect methane, and that's why they have the live fires, right? Because
The mountain
otherwise,
will blow up.
otherwise you have a dump fire. I mean, they really stopped having dump fires, obviously, because they probably didn't aerate.
Yeah.
They didn't burn off the methane,
Yeah.
So I remember in my little hometown growing up as a kid, they had a dump fire.
Oh wow.
And with
it's
the
probably
tires
nasty.
burning
Oh.
and everything. I mean, it's a horrible way to, and it probably because of stuff like that happening, they decided to what can we do not to have these,
How do we fix this? Yeah.
because it would be decades of refuse that's just going to burn, and you can't really fight it because it's underground, and oh man, it would be horrible. But yeah, methane, you can do a lot with methane, but
I heard they were running their vehicles off of. I don't know if I've never heard of the.
well, I know
I
the
would imagine they
buses
can
run off
convert,
of natural gas, but natural gas and methane are a couple of they're two different things.
Sure.
And then there's propane too. So
True.
but yeah, I'm always looking for a better way to build something. I don't want to stop building, and I don't want to cut all my trees down to
Yeah.
build anything. So,
Sure.
so what's next? Like furniture like this is made out of fiberboard.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever get it wet. Don't ever get it. Much like our ceiling tiles. In a suspended ceiling,
Just soak
it's
up
all
water.
compressed dust.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Mhm.
They just take enough
Glue it together just right.
glue and wood dust, and they make something that just it's horrible. It's
Yeah.
horrible stuff. And I bought some this week. We had a roof leak, and a few came down. I will never do that again.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and it is. What time is it?
I
It's
don't know.
almost 9:00.
We're getting there.
Couple minutes, but so what are we looking at for down the road here? We're looking at some good positive results from
I am
Dex?
hoping so. Dex Finance. I would imagine again.
What's
it's
the
gonna
other one?
be-
Greenfield.
So yeah, Greenfield. So far is I put in 500,
Yeah.
$50 a week every Saturday. I withdraw.
Yeah.
I am going to do a full withdrawal.
So do they
after the 4th?
Do they manage your money, the dividend, or do they
I-
pay you out?
They give me the option to pay it out.
So they're
don't-
managing the
yeah,
money,
and I don't think-
unless you pay it. unless
Yeah,
you
I
take
think
the
it's
option.
so it's like a four week reinvestment plan.
Okay.
So after the
Goes
fourth
for a
week,
month, yeah.
I have to decide what to do, and I'm going to pull it out this time.
Yeah.
Everything looks good. I'll reinvest
Pull out
because
the
I like
whole
it.
thing.
I'll
with
pull
the
out
dividends
everything,
and-
make sure everything's golden,
yeah.
and I'll probably up it and put it back in. Now I don't know if I can do multiples. I haven't checked with them yet on that to see if I
Okay.
could, let's say I could put in 500 and I have another 500 to do.
Do you have to
And
start a different
if I could
account?
do it again the next
Yeah.
week and then have every 4 weeks something expire, I would do that in a heartbeat because that creates a ladder of money.
Yeah.
But also every Saturday, I can withdraw whatever profits for that week, and
Right.
obviously for $50 or $500 it's 50
Hmm.
a week. So far so good.
Yeah.
I'm kind of liking that one. So that I
What are you
need
up to,
I need
5,
stable.
six streams of revenue right now.
I'm very close to that. I got Novatech, we got BS, I got Austin, I got Greenfield, I got Dex. So I guess that's technically 5. May have a couple others I've forgotten about that I'm working through.
All right.
But it only takes a couple really positive pairs to, be able to do a lot of stuff with. And I want other things, like I want real estate,
Yeah.
At some point I'll probably look at apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, maybe duplexes or something like that, or just, real estate investment deals.
Well, it'll be the get in line if property values go so high and people wind up foreclosing.
Yeah.
There's always a rush
Yes.
of investors
Oh,
that
yeah.
just run out and
They're
go.
saving their
"Ooh."
money now to get ready.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. They're
yeah.
the ones going, I'll wait until the market turns and people lose houses,
Yeah.
and then I'll jump in and scoop them up.
Yeah. Well, and the sad thing it may be less and less than we think, because as the last I heard, a lot of the big investors have actually scooped up most of the houses. They already own them. So if they
So all
lose
those
a tenant,
houses weren't really people needing houses. They were people wanting houses.
yeah, and I don't know if
Yeah.
if that statistic is widely known.
I'm
right
sure
now,
there's
but-
a level to that number that probably is larger than we'd want to think.
yeah.
If
At some
maybe-
point, someone's always going to want to get out of a deal.
Yeah.
They're getting down in age. They don't want it anymore. They
I
want
mean,
the money.
I would consider selling my house. I still get calls every week.
Yeah,
want
I
to sell
get
your
texts
house?
all the time.
Just driving by, I want to buy your house. I'm like, how the hell are you texting me, getting my information? And
County records.
yep, county records. So
You should just keep throwing them a $500,000 figure and see if someone finally bites. 250,000.
yeah, how much you got?
Yeah,
But then I got to find a place to live, and I can't afford.
that's true.
I couldn't afford. I'd have to take every penny of that, and what would I get? The same house I've got now.
Yeah, we need to build that traveling rig and
No, I need to get my Boxable ready. So
Yeah.
when I know Boxables are shipping,
Yeah.
I could plunk down $50,000 and get a house delivered
Sure.
in 30 days. I'll sell the house and I'll buy 2 Boxables,
why not?
one to show and one to go. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, why not? I would. I'd live in a Boxable. I think it's
They look nice.
brand new house for $50,000 plus
Yeah.
the property it's sitting on.
Which is the lesser of the two.
Yeah. And why not? Maybe there's some something I hadn't thought of yet. So, but Boxable sounds like a spot in my Boxable village. Yeah, she's going to be the first Boxable slumlord.
That's fine. Well, they're coming out with some really neat configurations, not just Boxable, but other ones. So
I'll take another look at that. It's been a while. I haven't looked.
I haven't
which
seen
means
where they
there's
deliver log cabins.
Probably 3 or 4 new ones that are
Oh, yeah.
are jumping in the game, and I think Boxable was trying to scale up.
I think so, yeah.
Last time we looked at them, which has probably been a couple of months,
Because remember, they
few
have
months.
investment opportunities. So,
Yeah.
So they could,
and I'm not seeing those ads anymore. So they've clearly not as
we'll see if you get them tomorrow. Our phones,
Yeah,
our
right.
phones are listening.
Boxable, and
Don't send me Boxable ads.
But no, I would totally cash out my house, and whatever's left, I'll drop some money on a Boxable, park it somewhere. Maybe it's better. We see enough of the trailer parks. Let's just call it what it is. They're
Sure.
trailer parks. And they're never flattering. They're
That would be a
never
nice park, though.
flattering. But I knew somebody who was investing in prefabs, which is a house upon the, and it'd be a house, a single wide, a double wide, a crappy house, and then you throw the house out,
yeah.
or maybe sell it to somebody who just wants a cheap house.
Sure.
And then put something nicer on there, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden the property value went up, and
Yeah.
they do well with it. And
Yeah.
of course, not having to pay developers and
Well, it's actually a business
Yeah.
model. A lot of businesses will rent out, like if you have like a double wide.
so Maria's got it. Start a Boxable village.
Yeah.
And you gotta corner the market and maybe become a Boxable retailer. So
Good.
you gotta have a property, then you gotta drop the Boxable, and then you can kind of go, well, That's 50 grand plus.
I still say if you get an acre land somewhere that's close to the water, you could probably build. You can do the
have
boxables
we
top and
not
bottom.
learned close to the water
Well-
what that means in Florida?
See,
We've had 2 hurricanes in the
build on
last
stilts.
6 weeks. Have we not learned what close to the water means in Florida?
That's true.
You know, go find a lake in
Actually, I don't-
Tennessee.
I don't plan on building.
Go find a tiny little lake in Kentucky or Tennessee.
outside of my
and then
house.
go at it. Go
I'm not buying any
crazy.
more Florida real estate.
Go crazy.
So, yeah, I'm thinking just like you are, like kind of like in either the
Northern
mountains.
Georgia sounds great to me.
It would have to be on the more in the inner skirts because they still
you don't want the
potentially get
ocean.
affected.
You don't want the ocean.
No, I don't. I would no. God, after
But it's
seeing what
also
they
going to
look
get
like
cold,
sand.
so you might want to think about your heating and air conditioning.
Right.
Now
Fine.
you're in
I'll buy a
North
house like
Georgia.
that. I'll do
You
that.
can dig down and
Sure.
regulate your temperature. Of course, good luck getting permits.
Yeah. Right.
From city and counties that
Yeah.
want to protect their.
Yeah, I don't know what the restrictions are on that. If there's
Oh,
a
I'm
certain
sure they're
area.
always
I mean, if it's a company that sells in that area, you'd be able to get it, but it would have to be.
yeah.
Um,
So
But yeah.
Maria's going to feature one of these days her boxable
FEMA
village.
trailer.
There's a good deal on FEMA trailers, I'm sure. Yeah, there's always a good deal after. Now it's going to be probably another 6 months, but I'm sure there's a lot of FEMA trailer cities going on somewhere in Florida.
Yeah.
I remember when Hurricane Charlie, there were
Yeah.
villages of trailers.
Oh, we're like temporary.
There were
Yeah.
the FEMA trailers.
Yeah.
They would have hundreds of them, and probably when they're done in one area, they ship them all off to the next disaster zone
Yeah. So
and
there
give
were,
people a few months to recover as they're living in a.
I think
in a
the
trailer city.
The hurricanes caused a lot of like the place where I work. They usually carry like one of the big dumpsters
Yeah,
where they just pick them up and drop another one down. And it took them almost a month and a half for them to get them to pick that up. They said, "Yeah, we'll be able to pick it up in December." And it's like December, and I'm thinking the shortage was because they had so many trailers in so many different places trying to pick up all this
Right.
material
right.
that they didn't have enough trailers to go around.
Probably not.
Yeah, they just emptied it the other day, so they beat their December expectation. But
There's still uncollected.
oh yeah,
like
I see
debris.
some coming to your house
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
side of the road.
There's
I'm
still
like,
uncollected debris all over
Yeah.
the place in Florida, in
Yeah.
Central Florida, Orlando.
They got our area. I don't know about the whole area, but they got in front of our house finally. It took them many weeks.
Well, that time after Charlie came through, and what was that 2004 or whatever?
I think it was 2004 before I moved in here.
The FEMA was paying people to go buy a dump trailer
Oh wow,
and pick up
drop it
and pay per truckload.
wow.
So people would go out and spend, $70,000 on a nice big truck to pull
Yeah,
it, and then another 10 grand on a nice dump trailer,
And probably
and
paid
then
it off.
and then and then that's
And
what they
some.
were doing, going picking up debris and
She has blueprints.
the boxable city. At some point, you got to have your own town named after you.
There you go.
Then declare war on the government, and then
Secede from the union.
and then secede from the union, and then when they have to invade, then you can get reparations. Or
There you go.
whatever it is.
for your land.
They will rebuild you.
Yeah.
After the government invades you, takes over your territory, and then they will, rebuild you. So bring you back into the tax-paying fold.
Yeah,
There you go. There's a plan. Anyway,
that's funny.
we're gonna find more things to talk about next week.
Sure.
Not that we're ever run short of things to talk about on this program, but as we've been seeing for the last hour, please like, follow, and share. Did you just add that lately?
No, I didn't turn it off.
We never turned it off. Okay. Well,
I'm
that's
blaming it
fine.
on the laptop. It's sideways.
That's fine. So,
Hey, we
From-
got 3 likes and 2 thumbs up, so it worked.
Yay. So from the studio here
I
at
think the,
PFX Media and
porn site
PostFX
was the-
Digital, Dean Baker and George Weber, we want to thank you for joining us. Thank you, Maria and Phil, and who else was in here? And, of course, our spammer. I don't know who that was, but Want to thank the spammer for loving on us so much that they. Oh, and Glenn Victor, want to thank you for joining us. And that's all we got for tonight. I am gonna kind of hit the road, right?
Hit the road.
That's
Have a
it?
good night.
So if I click this button, we're out, and now I gotta take that off. And damn, never get.
Good night,
this
folks.
Oh yeah, good night.